All right, what's up, guys? Part three of going live. I'm going to try to jump on every day, do this. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan Bain. I am co-owner of Jay's Stays with my wife. We have hosted over 6,000 stays, done over $10 million in Airbnb. We've designed hundreds of Airbnbs at this point. We are very, very good at this. And my goal is to show you ways, affordable ways, that you can deliver at least a better listing online. There's obviously plenty of changes we can make in person, but I want to at least show you some of the basics that we can do. And what I do is I find a random place, search that city, go to the back end of the Airbnb search listings, and find essentially one of the worst ones on there, at least ranking wise. And doesn't mean that they're the worst Airbnb, just means that Airbnb specifically does not think I want to book that place. I'm not logged in or anything else, so Airbnb doesn't know anything about my requirements. It is strictly just what Airbnb values. And so the booking experience can be extremely important. So that's a lot of what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get into it. So I am going to do, I don't know if I've done Sarasota before, but just popped in my head. I deal with a lot of Florida stuff. I don't put anything else in, guests, dates, anything else. So I was just looking at Airbnb's main page too. And I will say, like, just go to Airbnb's main page and tell me if 90% of the photos don't feel vivid, they don't feel colorful, they don't capture your eyes with contrast. If you don't have a high contrast photo, you're missing the point. And this is where professional photography is super important. All right, let's go to page 15 here. This is the last page. Yep. So, all right. There's lots of reasons why people get pushed to the back. And it's not always just like a bad home. Like, all these homes don't seem too crazy. Let's try this one seems super nice. They only have 12 reviews, so maybe they haven't been around very long. All 5 stars, which is good. They see their availability. Pretty booked. Not too bad. But June and July is too booked. Ooh, 7-night minimum. They're always like that? 7-night minimum. Wild choice. Okay. Let's see if every day of the year. Yep. Okay. So first and foremost, big, it's an issue if you want more bookings. I always say, it's like, this is my personal, obviously, beliefs, but with the amount of business we've done with Airbnb, we get to kind of see how the sausage is made. And they tell us, what's going on behind the scenes. And with a lot of your choices with your listings, it's all risk versus reward. Meaning, someone the other day was like, should I allow dogs? And it's like, yes, you should. Well, do dogs cause damage to your place? Absolutely. So will kids too. Should you allow kids? Yes. People with families pay the most. So you want to allow dogs. You get to charge a pet fee, but you are cutting off like almost 50% of the traveling market. And so it's a risk reward. Like, that reward outweighs that risk. Some pet damage versus making a lot more money. Same thing with your minimum night stays. 7 is aggressive, like pretty high. And basically, the closer you can get to 1-night minimums, which I don't recommend. Again, allowing people to stay for one night, that risk outweighs the reward. It's not worth it to me personally at that point. So every single individual is going to have a different like comfort level of where they want to be with that risk reward. Maybe they don't need to make that much money, and so they're only willing to take 7 days a week with people. They have quite a few bookings too over the next couple months, so they might think it's working for them. Most likely, though, with the way they're currently booked, I would imagine they are underpriced. And they might be underpriced because they have that 7 night minimum and they have to be at that price point in order to get people to stay for 7 nights. Because 7 nights is a long time. So I don't know the last time I traveled anywhere for 7 nights straight. I would be missing my home about day 4 pretty bad. So that is a big restriction. And the reason Airbnb doesn't like that is I click in this listing, I get all excited. I can't wait to stay here. I plug my dates in and I find out, oh, I can't stay here. I'm only staying for 4 nights. It's not going to work. And so they don't want to show it to me for that reason. So the amount of people that don't even know this listing exists is high that are going to travel to Sarasota. So that's just the point of it. And that's one thing they look at. They'll look at the cancellation policy. So let's try to see that real quick. So they have a 30-day cancellation policy too, which is aggressive. That's also a restriction that Airbnb doesn't like it either because, again, their client is the guest, not us. And so the booking experience for this listing is not great, meaning you have to stay for at least a minimum of 7 days, and anything happens within 30 days of your stay, tough. You don't get you at least can't get most of your money back. You can get the other 50% if you cancel within a week. So you at least lose half your money. So it's aggressive. And again, I don't know this person. This might work out great for them. Maybe they don't need to make that much money. But if you are looking at optimizing it to the highest degree, this is hurting it for sure. And that's why it's on the back page. Right away, I can tell you that. Other than that, like I said, it's a good looking listing. It shouldn't be in the back. But let's go through all the things that they can do. So look at these paragraphs. Look at these paragraphs. Who's reading this? I'm not reading this. When I say, I'm going to miss a lot of information here. This all needs to be put into bullet points. Ideally, some emojis in there too. I always hate saying that, but it's appealing on the eyes. But bullet points, bullet points. I would turn all of this. I would honestly just copy this into Claude or ChatGPT, ask it to turn it into bullet points and optimize it for you. And it'll create a nice listing for you. Bullet points are going to be read a lot more by people. You can have the exact same amount of words, but you turn them into bullet points, more people will read them. And the whole goal of this is to have people read it. Otherwise, why write it up? So change that and let's see if how the pricing looks. So they're not charging per guest. That's a lot of lost income as well. This place should charge probably 4 and up. At the 5th guest, they're charging anywhere from 25 to 45 bucks a night. A lot of revenue they could have there. Let's see what their that might be a holiday though. So all 7 nights basically. I don't feel like they're using pricing software. Everything is 6301. So every night of the year is the same price, which is a huge hit too. So right off the bat, I'd say this place is missing probably 30% of their revenue. And they have a lot of bookings, so they are underpriced as well. They aren't maximizing the peak days in the peak season. They are underpriced during the off season here, and they charge a minimum of 7 days. They're not charging per guest as well. Yeah, 30% might be even low, but that's a lot of money. It's a big place right off the water there. I imagine it does well. If it's a six-figure place, that could be, an extra 30 grand that they're missing by not just having better information. Uh, this is actually hilarious too. This place has quite a few listings. I don't know. This must be a management company, but get back. But if it's not the owner, it is the management company, they're probably doing a little bit of a disservice and need to optimize you guys a little bit better, or to convince you on making the changes and what you're willing to risk to make more money. But again, maybe you have a low mortgage, maybe it's paid off, maybe you just need to kind of cover your expenses. So be it. Keep doing what you're doing. That's my goal, is to make people a lot of money. So, other issue too is naming a property in the title does absolutely nothing for you. This isn't going to help whatsoever. It needs to say um, some kind of adjective, descriptor in there: luxurious, oasis, mansion, something, whatever you want to say about the place, some kind of descriptor. And then we need some amenities. Waterfront is amenities. Near beach, a lot of people are. Like, you need differentiator amenities listed up here. Maybe a lot of people are waterfront too. But let's get into the house and we'll see. So, uh, we have a rule here. You've probably heard me say it before. We are kind, not nice. I am going to be truthful about what's hurting this place. Is this an elevator? Nice. It's awesome. Uh, okay. So the backyard is awesome. They obviously have a pool, a little infinity edge there, right off the water as well. But there's not really anything else going on back here, amenity wise. There's a bar. Single game of darts, shuffleboard in here, and pool in here. Okay. Let's start on the outside things. What I always tell people is an amenity is only really as good as you dress it up to be, meaning the experience. Um, we need floaties in the pool. We need to showcase the jets working in the hot tub. This photo kind of might, but floaties back here. You're selling the experience. What am I going to be doing back here? How like, how am I going to enjoy the pool? We need more seating probably around the pool. We have a few loungers out here, but nothing by the pool at all, unless that bar area is really close. It's such a good pool that feels almost like an afterthought. This place just definitely wasn't professionally designed, at least not by anyone that knows what they're doing. It feels like it's maybe furniture they already had at the house. Again, we just have a random dartboard here. Nothing else here is telling me anything about how the experience is going to be. There's not a whole lot of color or anything to it. I don't know what these lead. It looks like restrooms. I don't think it is, but just that's all it reminds me of. I can't see what the. This must be a covered patio, closed in, screened in patio. Maybe there they are over there again. It's just not a lot going on back here. Just all the furniture's kind of mix match. So I just think that's a big miss. And then they put a pool table in a living room here, games in the living room. Pool, as you guys know, is super loud. You go to break that, you're ruining everyone's TV experience. And then just some random couches here. All of the beds, these don't have headboards. This one does. The other one did too. This is an old wooden bed with a dresser. Like this just feels like leftover furniture from the owners. What I always tell people is the goal of these photos is to showcase that this is a dedicated short-term rental. And these photos feel like someone might live here when I'm not there. And I don't want to stay in a place that's like that. Most people don't anymore. It kind of like was the way for a little bit when Airbnb first started. It was like a unique experience. But now they want a hotel experience because they are foregoing the hotel to stay here instead. So you want to give them that hotel experience. All these windows need curtains. Every single bedroom needs a rug. Ideally, we just have white linens on each bed. Where are the other beds? Yeah, white. I feel like this room could be showcased a little bit better too with understanding what's over here. Almost looks like a living room, but I think it's just a big room. But we need headboards, we need color, we need some wallpaper on the walls, we need better art in general. We really need to showcase that beach life. Yeah. Some of the smaller things they're missing too is I didn't see a picture of the coffee station. I didn't see any pictures of soaps and shampoos throughout either. Those are always things that people miss. They're important. Again, this just feels like someone's house. Does this not feel like someone would walk into this home? Like you'd walk in, it's a nice house, super nice house. So I walked into someone's house like this. Oh, this is a cool house. Everything looks great. People don't want to stay in houses though. Bane of my existence, these grommet curtains. Everyone does it. They do not close all the way. There isn't curtains on this window either. This guest experience is hurt by that. You should have just had these curtains run all the way across the wall. Yeah, so lots to be missed here. Good news is they're already being booked. They're being booked for longer than 7 days. A lot of that is the bones of the property are good. It's a cool big house, big patio, big outdoor space, has a pool on the water. Those are the foundational pieces. To add more value and to create a higher price point, you need to add on to those things. You need to climb up that pyramid, niche up a little bit more, add a couple little bit more amenities, but really just dress up the amenities that you have, adding in those things, showcasing that experience a little bit better. And I feel like a lot of the shots outside are night too. I don't feel like I got a lot of pool shots. There's one. That's dusk. Feels like dusk. Dusk, dusk, dusk. This maybe midday. Dusk, dusk. Feels like midday, but I'm just getting a picture of the hammock. Maybe midday, but maybe the sun doesn't shine over here. Maybe it's just bad time of the year because it just feels like I'm supposed to only enjoy it at night. Dusk is very shaded. And there's also not enough contrast back here either. A lot of the same color going on throughout. And we just need to find ways with either furniture or paint to change that and just add more vividness. This would be a fantastic photo. So you just really need to line everything up out here and showcase all of that. I wish there was a hammock hanging between the palm trees instead of just on that stand. I need so many rugs throughout. Let me see if I can showcase you guys or show you guys a um, design that we just did. Find it. I just want to show you what beach can look like and like a high level version. Okay, there's a couple projects here. I don't want to show off their address, so I need to see if I can cut it off. Hmm. Okay, this is some beach design boards we just got done doing a couple weeks ago. This one, I'll show you two. This one's a little bit more colorful. We aren't people that just come in and paint things pink, but we can enjoy a pastel here and there for sure. So one of the rooms here, beach vibe, beach vibe throughout. Same thing, beach. And so there's lots of ways to showcase the beach vibe without hanging seashells on the wall or rope or anything else. This place is going to look super expensive. And that's really the key to it is the more expensive the place looks, the more money you can charge. So this place is gonna be awesome. I'll show you one more. So this is a more toned down version, but again, we're not it's more coastal feel to it. Like this looks so expensive comparably to a lot of people's beach designs. So anyways, rugs under every bed, rug, curtains, rugs, curtains, rugs, curtains. So just things to consider with all of it. But see if I can get back to the listing. All right. So to recap, bullet points on their description. The pricing is all out of whack. They are taking a huge risk with the 7-day minimums. Their 30-day cancellation policy. They're very, very strict with it all. But like I said, if they're making money, keep doing it. And that's not even until we get to the actual property, the actual design, the aesthetics of the place, the actual guest experience, just the booking experience alone. Need to change the title, descriptor, amenities, pool table. They have a dartboard. They have a not a foosball table, but they have shuffleboard. They have kayak or hammocks. You know, I would, like I said, find some more amenities for the exterior as well. Maybe a little mini putt back there. I don't know what would fit, but just dress the whole thing up and really think through all of that. They need the ideally though design wise like rugs throughout, update the furniture, make it at least feel cohesive. Cohesiveness is not looked at enough as how important it is for an Airbnb. If you can make your place feel cohesive throughout, they're clicking through the photos and it feels like the same home, just gets better and better. They're falling in love with it. That is going to sell them and close them that guest to book your place more than almost anything else is. So, but yeah, lots to improve on. Like I said, hopefully you're already making a ton of money. If this is your listing, feel free to reach out to us. We'll offer you a free, review of the property. We'll hop on a Zoom call, go through it all with you, see if we can help you out completely free. But everyone else, like I said, I'll be doing these ideally once a day. Hop on here. If you leave anything in the comments of the next city you want me to look at, I'm happy to do so. So, all right, I'll catch you guys next time.